this workshop is how many ways can we able to develop our own threads, like how many ways the people, everything I'm going to teach you, just I want to know your skill first of all. I want to know your skill first of all. Come on guys, 2 ways, okay na? Yes, perfect answer. Yes, everybody writing 2 ways na? Okay. Extents of thread. Say just mention what we are going to learning. What we are going to learning in these 3 days or 4 days. 3 days or 4 days. Based on basic concepts wise. If you required more basic concept, more days we required. Otherwise, 3 days sufficient. Implements runnable concept, and C implements callable concept. So 90% people answer is wrong. Most of the students send answer like 2 only. But we have a 3 approaches. That is not your mistake, your trainer mistake. That is not your mistake. That is entirely trainer mistake. Okay, leave it. Next one is, see, whenever I'm asking the question, answer it. And whenever you have a doubt, answer it. Nothing but type something in the chat box. Unnecessarily don't do any charting in the type box. The reason is, every time I'm going to check the chat box, is there is student asking the doubt or not? So unnecessarily don't type anything in the chat box. If you have a doubt, write it. And whenever I'm asking the question, write it. In remaining case, don't write anything. Okay. Next one is runnable. Next one is thread pool. Next one is types of thread pool. Types of thread pool. Next one is executor services. Next one, executor services working with runnable interface. Executor services working with callable interface. Working with the runnable interface, working with what here? Callable interface. So here types of thread pool, like fixed thread pool, cached thread, scheduled thread pool, like this we have and a single thread executor. We have a different thread pools we have. So we are going to see those types of thread pools also. So those type of thread pools are very useful while developing your application, like security checkings, logging checkings for every 10 to 15 seconds. If you want to execute the repeated task, if you want to execute some task for every 10 seconds and 15 seconds. So to be frank, whatever the program I'm going to show you, you didn't see up to now, you didn't gone through that type of information also. That is my promise. Got it or not? You know how I'm introducing my concept. Last week you seen, before introducing the stream API, did concept about in-depth internals of interface. And after that, in-depth internals of interface, after that lambda expression, everything I given in the proper way. Here is also, we are going to learning step by step. Got it or not? So better to use this workshop compared to first workshop. Second workshop is a little bit important compared to second workshop, last workshop is very important. Compared to last workshop, this is very, very, very important in the real world projects. For developing real world project, this is very, very, very important. So just focus on what I'm going to teach you. So first, some of the people doesn't having proper idea on multi-threading. So if you aware about multi-threading concept properly, please mute your mobiles and laptops. Yeah, observe here. So first, let me give you a the best knowledge on top of the multi-threading. After that, quickly, I'm going to show you how to develop our own thread by using extents of thread and implements of runnable. And what is the limitation of the runnable? Later, I'm introducing what callable. And after that, fifth point is also there. If you observe my title, there is a fifth point like a feature. Callable with the feature. Okay. So these are the 5 topics I'm going to cover in these 3 or 4 sessions. Maximum try to complete entire things within the 3 sessions. Otherwise, we will go for what year? 4th session. So first, let me start. What is multi-threading? What is multi-threading? So basically, before going to talk about the multi-threading point, first you should aware about 2 things. 2 things. See, don't be feel like a fundamental. I don't want to waste that much of time. I don't want to spend that much of time in the fundamental. Quickly, I will complete it. We will see later the usage of all these 5 points, one after another one. Now, so let me create one folder on top of this workshop, multi-threading workshop. And see, while I'm asking the mail IDs, some of the students are not properly typing. If you're not properly typing, means you can't get the images and the notes, whatever I'm teaching in the workshop. Okay. M1. Now, what is multitasking? Basically, let me give some basic points. Let me give a basic points to talk about before going to talk about the multi-threading. We have some basic points like a procedure, like a process, processor, and a task. Okay, see, here I'm not teaching entire multi-threading. Here I'm not teaching entire multi-threading. If you want to teach entire multi-threading, we require 10 days. Here our intention is basic of multi-threading. By using that basic knowledge of multi-threading, we will directly go for advanced multi-threading. Please stop, mute your minimum year. You are working, attend workshop means you have to mute your volumes and everything now. See, still. Yeah. Now, observe here. First, I'm going to teach you a basic information. By using that basic information, we will directly go for what? Multi-threading advanced topic feature, callable, threadable, types of threadable, executor services, everything I'm going to teach you. Now, observe here, what is a procedure? What is a procedure? Sir, they don't listen you. You need to meet them personally. See, what is a procedure? the way we are writing the program, from top to bottom, the way we are writing the program from top to bottom by using some guidelines is called procedure. Procedure means the process of writing program from top to bottom by using some rules and guidelines is called procedure. If you want to write a program in C language, we have to write first header files na hash include statements, hash include stdio.h, conio.h, lot of include statements we are writing. Then once we coming to the Java, and if you want to develop any application, especially in Amirpet, what happened, directly they are writing what your classes. If that class requires any other than any classes related to java.lang, they are writing some import statements. But to be frank, in the real world, without a package, we can't write any program. But in Amirpet, most of the trainers are explaining the programs without writing package concept. But better to developing your programs, core Java programs, by using what your packages. So whenever we developing any .java file, first we are writing like package statement. Okay, how many package statements are you going to write? Only one package statement. Later we are writing import statements. How many import statements are you going to write? Multiple import statements based on our requirement, logic requirement, program requirement. Later we are writing like interfaces. Later we are writing something we are going to write. First we are designing interfaces. Later we are designing abstract classes. Later concrete classes. Later main classes. Like that we are designing. That means while developing the program, we are following some rules. That following the rules and developing a program is called. Writing the program means following the rules, and developing the program is nothing but what your procedure. Now, what is a process? See, these words are important. That's what I'm giving introduction. What is process? Program under execution. You guys are simply like a student, Java space student, Java space employee, Java space demo for space first demo. So what people doing? You are doing execution. You are executing your program with the support of whom? JVM. So program under execution, especially if your program is Java related program, then we are taking the support of what? JVM. Is really JVM executing our program? Come on. Is really JVM executing our program? Please, the people who knows multi-threading, please answer it. Answer this question. Please answer this question. Is really JVM executing our program? Come on, guys. No. OS executor? See, JVM executing our program by taking support of two components. What is the? It will take one component from OS, and it will take one component from Java side. Software side it will take one component. OS side it will take what here? One more component. That is called what? Microprocessor. So JVM is going to be executing our program with the support of microprocessor as well as with the support of lightweight resource program, technically calling as thread. I will explain what is thread. Don't worry. So JVM is, most of the people feels like, and most of the trainers telling like before multi-threading concept are telling like JVM is going to executing our program. Yes, JVM is going to take the responsibility, but really JVM is not executing our program. JVM is going to executing our program with the support of microprocessor as well as what? Threading concept. Anyhow, I will explain in detail in today's session. So program under execution. What is processor? What is processor? Shortcut wise processor, full form is microprocessor. It gives support. It is chip level component. It gives support to it gives supports to it gives some supports to JVM to execute, JVM to process, JVM to process JVM to process the Java application. Nothing but come on. JVM take the support of microprocessor to executing what here our Java application. What is task? Executing some set of meaningful instruction. Executing set of some meaningful instruction is called what here? A task. Got it or not? Executing some set of meaningful instructions is called task. Got it or not? Now observe guys. So most of see, you know my way of teaching style. Slowly I'm giving fundamental. The reason is some of the people knows this fundamental, but some of the people don't know. I want to manage both the students for to understand advanced topics. Basic is very important. I know how the trainers telling to you, and I know what the talent you have related to multi-threading. So first let me make you people into my track. Later I will introduce the advanced. Don't worry. Now, mainly task has been classified into two types. Mainly task has been classified into two types. Now, one is single tasking. One is single tasking. Another one is what here? Multitasking. One is single tasking. Another one is what here? Multitasking. One is single tasking. Another one is what here? Multitasking. So, what is single tasking? At a time, only one task is going to execute it completely. At a time, only one task is going to execute it completely is called single tasking. For example, let me take some 3 different jobs at mission level. Let me take 3 different jobs at mission level. Got it or not? So what are my 3 different jobs, sir? What are those 3 different jobs? Very simple. I am typing something in Notepad. Meanwhile of typing something in the Notepad, I'm listening songs in VLC audio player or media player, VLC media player, and in the meanwhile, I'm downloading one movie. Downloading what? One movie. So there are 3 tasks running in the. There are 3 tasks running in the way. Come on. There are 3 tasks running in the my system. Now, so let me take these 3 tasks here. Good. Now copy these instructions. What is this? Logic. Those dot lines, nothing but what here? Logic. Set of instructions. Yeah. Now, what happened? These are not related to Java. Operating system wise I'm talking. So there is a major component at the operating system that is called microprocessor to run our programs. Now, microprocessor will take, first listen carefully, don't come to conclusion. First listen carefully. Okay, now microprocessor, first take the, if microprocessor works on single tasking, what happened? Now, first entire task will be executing. First what happened? Entire task will be executing. Notepad, whatever the program we have in the Notepad, that will be executing. Later, VLC media player task will executing. Later, downloading will be executing. That means at a time, how many tasks are going to executing? Only one task. At a time, how many tasks are going to executing? Only one task. Got it or not? So this type of tasking is called single tasking. Are you seeing this type of task in our mission? No, we are not seeing this type of task in mission. We are not seeing this type of task in mission. Why? See, while you typing something in the Notepad, you can able to listening the songs. You can downloading the movie, and meanwhile of listening the songs, you can type. You can do some chatting with your girlfriends and boyfriends. Okay, and you can send the resume to what some companies. So you can do multiple works. You can do You can do what? Multiple works within the same time. So single tasking is not best supported to while working with the what systems, especially OS level. Then we should always prefer. Then we should always for the concept like what you're sorry, multitasking. Multitasking. So very simple. Whenever see, I have a two task T1, T2, T3. I have a two task T1, T2, T3. So very simple. First task required to completion of the work 50 seconds. Just understanding the problem with the single tasking. Understanding the problem with the single tasking purpose. I'm explaining this point. 50 seconds, 45 seconds, and T3 is going to work. T3 work will require 5 seconds of time. Now, first, if it is a single tasking, what happen? If it is really single tasking, what happen? First, T1 task will executing. Whenever T1 task is executing, T2 and T3 should be in which mode? A wait mode. T2 and T3 should be in which mode? Wait mode. Whenever T2 is executing, T3 should be in which mode? Wait mode. Now, once completion of T1 task and one completion of T2 task, what happened? T3 is going to executing. So, what is the total work completion time for T3? Work completion time of T1, work completion time of T2, later work completion time of T3. So totally how many seconds? 100 seconds it spent. But really T3 required how many seconds? 5 seconds. Unnecessarily T3 waiting for how much time? 95 seconds. Are you guys waiting this much of time in the online for response purpose? No way. So these type of what we can calling as these type of response we never ever expecting from the system. That's why we are not using single tasking. We are not encouraging the single tasking. So what is the limitation or what is the limitation of single tasking? Response will come very late. Late response. Simply you can say like late response. And CPU sits idle. CPU sits idle. So what is the meaning here is? What is the meaning of CPU sits idle? For example, you are only using notepad. Assume you are only using what? Notepad. You are only using notepad. Now, you guys are trying to develop Java program. At initial stage, everybody having curiosity to learn Java in detail. After completion of 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, your curiosity slowly reduced. At the starting time, after completion of the first program only, you guys are go to lab and practicing, or you guys are open your laptops and practicing. So we guys are very good at what? WhatsApp chatting, Facebook chatting, mobile chatting. So mobile keyboard you are habituated to use. You are very much good at use the mobile keyboard, but not laptop keyboard. So you are very good at typing speed. So first assume there is one guy taking 5 minutes to developing the program. Whenever guy developing a program around 5 minutes, what a CPU, what a microprocessor will do? It sits idle, nothing work we are giving. Once developing this program and hand over to this microprocessor, what happened? Within the nanosecond, microprocessor will give the response to you. Due to that output you got, you will get very happy, and developing a huge program, you will take what year? For developing that program, you are going to spend 15 minutes of time. While you spending 15 minutes of time for writing the program, what microprocessor will do? Happily taking one short snap, nothing but it will take some small sleep. We are not giving any work. If we are not giving any work, what microprocessor will do? Happily sits. We are not using the microprocessor services in efficient manner. Nowadays, microprocessor executing millions of instructions per second. After all, you are giving 10 to 15 instructions. So it will executing our instructions within the fractions of second. Once you executing and giving the response to you, again microprocessor sits idle. Nothing but we are not giving what work to the microprocessor. Keep on. Why? The reason is at a time we can able to assign how many tasks? Only one task. If we are using the concept like what? Single tasking. So executing, what is the definition? Executing only one task entirely. Executing only one task entirely is called single tasking. Executing only one task entirely is called what here? Single tasking. This is not suitable in everywhere. So definitely we should go for concept like multitasking. Definitely we should go for concept like what here? Multitasking. Got it? So multitasking. So we have two types of multitasking. First, let me mention the types. Later, we will discuss what is multitasking. So multitasking, we have two types. One is process based or address based. One is process based or address based or context based. Process based or address based or context based come on, or context based multitasking. And second one is thread based. What is that? Thread based. And thread based or what is that? Multi threading. Thread based multitasking or multi threading. Got it or not? So first we should aware about whatever the whenever you executing Java program, whenever you executing Java program, we are depend upon both what? Multitask, what is that? Process based multitasking and thread based multitasking. Both we are using in our laptop while working with Java programs. We are working with both multi threading as well as what here? Process based multitasking. So most of the people uh, spelling wrongly like process based multitasking. About process based multitasking, simply they are talking like multitasking. Simply they are talking like what here? Multitasking. Don't mention about whenever you talks about process based concept, don't spell like a multitasking. So this concept people feels like a multitasking. This concept feels like a what here? Multi-threading. No, we have to speak like this: process based multitasking and thread based multitasking. Process based multitasking and thread based multitasking words are very important. But people having a mindset like process based, they're giving their own terminology. For process based multitasking, simply they're calling as multitasking. For thread based multitasking, simply they're calling what here? Multi-threading. This is okay, this word is okay, but this word is not okay. So multitasking means under the multitasking we have two types. One is processed and the other one is thread based. So as a perfect Java student, we have to pronounce like this. What is that? Process based multitasking and thread based multitasking. Process based multitasking, and the other one is what here? Thread based multitasking. So first let me give you a clear idea on top of process based multitasking. Clear idea on top of process based multitasking. So before going to talk about what we can calling as, before going to talk about process based multitasking, I want to ask one small question. I want to ask only one small question, that is, what do you think about generally first share your knowledge with me. Then I'm going to share my knowledge with you in proper way. So what do you think about multitasking? See, single tasking means what I given definition: executing only one task entirely, nothing but top to bottom. One task completed, then control goes to area, next task. So this is the way I explained. Now, according to that explanation, what do you think about multitasking? What do you think about multitasking? Just share your knowledge with me. Executing multiple tasks at a time. Okay, executing multiple tasks at a time, performing multiple tasks simultaneously, executing multiple tasks at a time. Yeah. So here, thank you. So some of the people giving what we can calling as right information. Some of the people are giving what? Wrong information. Don't have. I'm going to correct. I'm going to correct. So most of the people feels like with the help of single microprocessor, we can't able to perform more than one task at a time. Please concentrate on my what is that? What CPU utilized time, idle time, that we will see later. Yeah. What is my question? What is multitasking? Utilize CPU idle time means if anybody is seeing that line of information, he is not concentrate on my terminals. He is concentrate only on your terminals. So give answer related to my question. Okay, Kiran. Thank you for answering. But don't confusing other students by your answers. So here, with the help of single microprocessor, we can able to perform only one task at a time. We can't perform multiple tasks at a time. If you want to perform multiple tasks at a time, then we can go for what? Multi-processing systems. Nothing but we can able to provide, we can able to arrange multiple microprocessor in a single system. If it is a Windows, if it is a Linux, we can able to process 60 to 68 microprocessors. If it is a Linux, means 10 to 15 microprocessor. If it is a Windows, if it is a Linux, means 60 to 70 microprocessors. So to perform the tasks, what is that? At a time. So most of the people feels like multitasking means executing multiple tasks at a time, but that is not correct. We have to change our vocabulary. Executing multiple tasks simultaneously or concurrently. So what is the meaning here, sir? What is the meaning here, sir? What is the meaning here? Very simple. Very, very simple. Here, I have one task. What is the task? Let me use, this is my Facebook task. And I have one more task. What is this? VLC media player task. VLC. Okay. And I have one more task. What is that one more task? Downloading something. Okay. Now I have a application means what? Set up program, collection of program means what? Collection of instructions. So here I'm writing what some instructions. Okay, these are my Facebook instructions. Good. Later, some other instructions are available in the VLC media player. Yes, VLC media player is also program. And uTorrent and downloading for downloading purpose you are using some software. Those are also what your setup programs. Got it or not? Now, what are these three? These are individual works or dependent works? Independent or dependent works? Independent. There is no relation between. Come on, one task to another task. There is no relation between one task to another task. So Facebook is working in one address, and what is that? VLC media player working in one address, and downloading the movie working in one address. So these are the individual works. Individual works will be executing in individual memory location. Yet based or context based. Context means what? Different area. Now I'm assigning some work. I'm assigning some work to whom? Microprocessor to executing this task. So first, what is multitasking? Nothing but observe here. First our control. Our means what? Microprocessor control will go to Facebook application and executing some set of instructions. And later control going to where? VLC media player. Will you please observe the previous diagram to this diagram? Will you please observe the previous diagram to this diagram? What is the previous diagram? One task will be completed entirely. Later the control goes to where? Another task. Later the control goes to another task. But here work is not completed entirely. If it comes to the multitasking, work is not completed entirely. Only few lines of instructions will executing first. Later the control going to where? VLC media player. But before going to VLC media player, after executing the 3 lines of code, you will get some result. Na? That result will be stored in one cache or buffer or intermediate memory. Got it or not? So that result will be stored in let me take what result 1. So then after storing the result, 3 lines of output, after executing the 3 lines of instructions, something microprocessor will get, that something is stored into the buffer. Later the control goes to where? VLC media player. Then what microprocessor will do? It executing some set of instructions. And after that the control going to where? Downloading the movie. And before going to downloading the movie, what happened? Then some result will be placed into where? Buffer. Some result placed into where? Buffer. Now, and microprocessor will executing some lines of instructions. Again, those instructions output, nothing but a result, will be stored into the buffer. So after executing some few lines of instruction, after executing some few lines of instruction, again control coming to where? Again control come back to first task. Again control come back to first task, R1. See guys, to understanding those advanced level, basic level is important. Maybe your basic level may be strong or may not be strong. So first let me place you people into my track. Then only the way, whatever the things I'm going to explain in advanced topics related to multi-threading, you can easily catch it and you can easily grab it. Okay. Now the control goes to where your buffer. The control goes to where buffer and pick that result. Later it will moving to what your Facebook application. By using that result, it will executing what your some other instructions. Later what happened? Again that updated result will be placed into the buffer. So old result will be replaced with new result. Now again it will go to this buffer and pick the data. So like this tasks are going to executing. This concept technically calling as process based or address based multitasking. What is process based or address based multitasking means? Executing individual task. Facebook, there is no relation with VLC. There is no relation between VLC to downloading to what? Facebook. So these are the individual tasks, executing multiple individual tasks within the individual memory locations. Executing multiple individual tasks within the individual memory locations simultaneously. Simultaneously means what? Only executing some part of the time by microprocessor, and after that it will go to the next task. So this is called multitasking, process based multitasking. That means previous example only, T1 and T2 and T3. T1, T2, T3. So three tasks are there. So what is that? 50 second, 45 second, and 5 second. 50 second, 45 second, and 5 second. Got it or not? Now observe carefully, guys. First, basically this whenever T1 is executing, T2 and T3 in which mode? Wait mode only. T1, T2, T3 are executing not executing at a time. T1, T2, T3 are not executing at a time. Whenever T1 is executing, and T2 and T3 should be in which mode? Wait mode. Whenever T2 is executing and T1 and T3 in which mode? Wait mode. Whenever T3 is executing, T1 and T2 in which mode? Wait mode. So simultaneously means providing some period of is called. Now, okay, voice. Is my voice okay right now? Yeah, thank you. Now, executing, see, simultaneously. So basically, multitasking, process-based multitasking or thread-based multitasking, whatever it may be, develop, simply multitasking develop on top of two techniques. Multitasking develop on top of, developing on top of two techniques. What are these two techniques? What are those two techniques? What are those two techniques? One is a time slicing, one is time slicing, another one is context switching. One is time slicing, another one is what? Context switching. So time slicing means what here? Giving some particular period of time, giving some particular period of time to executing the task is called time slicing. That means now to executing the T1, I'm giving 2 seconds, for T2 2 seconds, for T3 2 seconds. After that, for T1 2 seconds, T2 2 seconds, T3 2 seconds. After that, T1 2 seconds, 2 seconds, and here work completed. So previously in the previous diagram, to executing the T3 work, how much time we spend here? 100 seconds we spend. But here how much time we spend? 6 plus 6 plus 5. Totally within the 17 seconds, the work will be completed. Work will be completed. Got the point or not? So this is suitable for operating system level tasks. In operating system level, everything is what? Individual tasks. Individual tasks. So process-based multitasking is the best suitable for operating system, executing multiple tasks simultaneously. If there is no process-based multitasking in the operating system, what happens? While you listening the songs, you can't. While you listening the songs, you can't type anything in the notepad. While typing something in the notepad, you can't get any message to your Gmail. And while you getting the message, while you are getting the message, while you downloading the movie, you can't do any other work. For example, your movie is going to take to download 15 minutes. Up to 15 minutes, you can't do any work. If it is what? If it is not developing on top of concept like what here? Process-based multitasking. So in the real world, what we require here? Process-based multitasking we require. So at a time, see, these three tasks are not executing at a time. These three tasks are executing what here? Simultaneously. Some little pauseness is there. Between one task to another task, there is a small pause, nothing but there is a small waiting time. That is what nanoseconds, microseconds of waiting time is there. So some of the students, they may be asking that out, like my old student asking like, sir, you are telling wrong. What I'm telling wrong? What I told wrong? Like they're telling like, sir, while I'm typing programming in the notepad, I can able to downloading the movie. I can able to listening songs also. I can able to chat with my girlfriend also. So 4 works I'm going to do, sir. No, guys. You are unable to do 4 works at a time. There is a small pauseness is there between one task to another task. Our human being eye and human being human being ear and human being eye can't find out that pauseness, can't find out that weightiness. Got it or not? That's why we feel like everything will be executing at a time. Okay. Now, can't, what is the meaning of time slicing? Giving some particular period of time to executing the task, giving some particular period of time to executing the task is called time slicing. And shifting the control from one task to another task, shifting the control from one task to another task is called what here? Context switching, address switching, process switching. Got it or not? Sir, is there any time consuming problem? Yes. Yes, there is a small time consuming problem is there. Moving the control from one task to another task requires some small time consuming by microprocessor. Sir, how can we avoid this one? Multiple microprocessors. How can we avoid this one? Don't say like multi-threading. Don't say like multi-threading. How can we avoid this limitation to shift the control from one work to another work? To to shift the control from one work to another work. One work to another work. Internally, to shift the control from one work to another work, internally, microprocessor will spend some time. So how can, sir, I don't want to shift my control from one address to another address, but I want to execute this task. Then at a time, then what we required? Multiple microprocessor we required. So take one microprocessor, assign this Facebook work. Take one more microprocessor, assign this VLC media player work, and take one more microprocessor and assign the downloading work. Then what happened here? At a time, multiple microprocessor executing at a time. Nothing but all the tasks are going to executing at a time. Got the point or not? Everybody, I hope you understand. Got it? So what is multitasking here? Executing multiple individual tasks, individual main task within the where? Individual memory locations simultaneously by using the technique like time slicing and context switching is called process based multitasking. What is that? Process based multitasking. So let me write the definition for more clarity. What is that? Come on guys. Executing multiple individual main tasks within the individual identical memory locations, okay, by using techniques like time slicing and context switching simultaneously by who is that? Microprocessor. By microprocessor is called what is that? Process based multitasking. Then what is multi-threading, sir? Sir, where it we use? Where it we use in operating system level? We are using sequence. See guys, see here, concurrent means, see guys, so see, simultaneously means what happened here? Sequentially means see here only one point. Vijayendra, once I'm talking about multi-thread point, you will get the clear idea. So here, observe here. See, in multitasking, process-based multitasking, only some part of the task will execute. After that, VLC. After that, downloading. So this the way of executing process technically calling as what here? Simultaneously. So here the meaning is, if you're talking like sequentially means, that is considered single tasking wording. Anyhow, let me give the clear idea after completion of the multi-threading. So multitasking is the process-based multitasking is the best suitable to work with. Process-based multitasking is best workable at what your operating system, but it is not suitable for programming. But it is not suitable for programming. But it is not suitable. But it is not suitable for programming. Got it or not? So observe here, everybody. What is multi-threading? Can't listen my voice properly, guys. Can't listen my voice properly. Now, right now. Are you able to hear it properly or not? Right now. Now, yes. Sometimes networking problem, it is not in our hand. Yeah. So let me start our actual concept. What is that multi-threading? What is that multi-threading? By seeing this diagram, you will get full-fledged knowledge. You will get full-fledged knowledge on multi-threading concept. You will get full-fledged knowledge on multi-threading concept. You will get full-fledged knowledge on multi-threading concept. So first let me write multi-threading or thread-based multitasking. Thread-based multitasking. Thread-based multitasking. Good. So what is thread-based multitasking? So before giving the definition, I want to make you people to define multi-threading definition by your own. I want to make you people right now define multi-threading definition by your own. Okay. So let me take few, let me take few tasks here. So this is entire my system. This is entire my system. In my system, I have a work. I have a work. What is that? I have an app or I have an application. What is that? IRCTC. What is that app? IRCTC app is there. Later, one more task. Later, one more task. What is that one more task? Let me take, this is what your Facebook. Let me take, this is Facebook. And one more task I'm going to take. One more task. See, if you understanding this definition and first two programs, you can understanding advanced level program. Okay, the reason is why I'm telling this basic. Some of the people who don't have multi-threading concepts, they are attend. Some people are having off knowledge, those are attend. Some people are having full knowledge about the multi-threading, those are also attend. So I want to fulfill all the students doubts and everything purpose. I'm giving this basic information, basic level information. And anyhow, this is very much useful. Next one is some downloading. Nothing is there. Go with the downloading. Yeah. Now I have some in the IRCTC. Please, this required. This is our real concept. In the IRCTC, I maybe have what subtask. I maybe have. I not maybe. We should have a subtask. We have a subtask. We have a subtask. See, these are my subtasks. These are my subtasks. So let me take this subtask as, let me take this subtask as a ticket booking. And here I'm taking like a ticket cancellation. Here I'm taking like what a PNR status. Here I'm taking a different works. Okay. Now every ticket booking having some logic or not? Damn sure. Having some logic. Having some logic. No doubt at all. Having some logic. Having some logic. Okay. Now let me copy all these things. So I have some instructions in the ticket booking. I have some instructions in the ticket booking. I have few instructions in the ticket cancellation, and I have instruction. I have some instruction in PNR status. PNR status. I have some instructions where in ticket booking, ticket canceling, as well as PNR status. Got it or not? Now, in the same manner, I have some instructions in Facebook. Okay, I have some instructions in Facebook, and also I have some instruction in what here, and also I have some instructions in downloading the movie. I have some instruction. One second, guys. One second. Yeah. Is my screen shareable to you? Yeah, good. Now, okay. Screen is shareable. Now, observe here. So I have some instructions. I have some instructions in the Facebook, as well as I have some instructions in the where I have some instruction in the downloading movie also. I have some instruction in the Facebook. I have some instruction in the downloading movie also. Now, do we have any relation between? Do we have any relation between IRCTC to Facebook? Come on, guys. Do you have any relation between IRCTC to Facebook? No. This is what 1010. This is what 2020. And this is what here 3030. This is what here 3030. Okay. See, my screen is visible to all. So even my screen is also visible in my mobile. Yeah. Now, observe here. Please concentrate. These are IRCTC, Facebook, and downloading. These are individual tasks running in the where operating system level. So executing multiple individual tasks simultaneously. That is called what here? Come on. That is what? Come on. That is what exactly calling as what? Multitasking. Which multitasking? Process-based multitasking. But now we are talking about what here? Multi-threading. Now, if it is IRCTC application means different people making a request to what here IRCTC. So either this guy is making a request for ticket booking, this guy is making a request for ticket booking. Okay, this guy is making a request for ticket booking, and one more is making a request for ticket cancellation, and one more guy is making a request for what PNR status. One more guy is making a request for what here PNR status. Now we are making a request to assume this IRCTC application developed on top of Java. This IRCTC application developed on top of the Java. Got it or not? This IRCTC application developed on top of the Java. On top of the Java. So who is going to access? Who is going to access all our? Who is going to access all our request? Who is going to access all our request? JVM. Who is going to access our request? JVM is going to access. So JVM internally uses some small subprograms. JVM internally uses some small subprograms. The small subprograms technically calling as threads. The small subprograms technically calling as what here? Threads. Now I'm making a request from C. Three requests are coming. Three requests are coming to whom? JVM. Now JVM, what JVM will do? It will take the support of microprocessor as well as it will take the support of your lightweight resource program, nothing but less memory consuming program. That is what called as a thread. Thread 1, thread 2. So I have a 3 threads, 3 threads. So separately JVM uses what here? Separately JVM uses thread concept, nothing but separately JVM uses programs to execute what here? Java application. First, what JVM will do, sir? What JVM will do? It will move, it will give the, see, first it will take the help of thread 1. It will take the help of thread 1. Okay. Now thread 1 will executing what? This ticket booking logic. Thread 1 will executing what here? Ticket booking logic. Okay, and executing ticket booking logic, executing few lines of instructions, executing few lines of instructions of ticket booking, executing few lines of instruction related to ticket booking. Later, what happen here? That response will be joined. The response will be joined. The response will be joined. Is 2 threads will book ticket simultaneously? That is synchronization concept, Raman Kumar. What is my concept? I'm talking about multi-threading. You are going very deeply into that. So result will be stored in what here? One intermediate buffer. Result will be stored in what here? Intermediate buffer. After that, the control is moving from where to where? Ticket booking to ticket cancelling? No way. The control going to where? Facebook. The control going to where here? Facebook. Now it will executing some lines of instructions. Now it will executing some lines of instructions. Later some result will come. The result will be stored in. Later some result will come. The result will be stored in where here? One buffer. Later result will come. Result will be stored in one buffer. Later what happen here? Come on. Later the control is moving from Facebook to downloading the movie. Facebook to downloading the movie and executing some few lines of instructions, and it will give some result. That result will be stored in a memory location. That is what here? R2 or R1. Got it or not? R1. Now tell me, guys. Already you know this process. Control is moving from what to what? IRCT to Facebook, Facebook to downloading, and downloading to again, and downloading to what? Come on, guys, and downloading to give me 2 minutes of time. I will change the network. Okay, only 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. I'm changing the network. Okay, I'm changing the network. Only 2 minutes. I'm changing the network. Only 2 minutes, guys. Mahesh Bale, send the mail. Whenever I'm asking, then send your mail. Not right now. Whenever I'm asking mail, then only send. Sorry for interruption. Yeah. Now observe guys. So control is moving from where to where? Control is moving from IRCT's, what is that? Downloading moving to what? JVM. Downloading moving to what here? JVM. Got it or not? Now what happened guys? Now JVM is not giving the control to thread 1. Now JVM is giving the control to what here? Thread 2. JVM is giving the control to thread 2 and executing what here? Ticket cancellation logic and executing some ticket cancellation logic, and whatever the memory, whatever the result we are getting, that result will be pasted into some buffer. From that the control goes to where? Ticket ticket cancellation to this buffer and pick that result and executing some task, and updated result again stored into where here? In this buffer. Now what happened guys? Now from this Facebook, and it will pick the result 1, go to downloading the movie and executing some set of lines of code, and that updated data will be placed into where here? R2. Now the control is coming from where to where? Downloading movie to, come on guys, downloading movie to JVM, and now JVM will give the chance to whom? Thread 3. Now JVM will give the chance to what here? Thread 3. Now thread 3 will executing what? Some task. Thread 3 will executing some task. Got it done. So what happened? If you observe clearly, you can understand one point, internal point. Here individual tasks are there, individual main tasks are there, individual subtasks are there. Individual main task means IRCTC Facebook downloading movie. IRCTC Facebook downloading the movie, individual main tasks. Ticket booking, ticket cancelling, PNR status, these are what here? Individual subtask. So process-based multitasking is purely belongs to individual main task. And multi-threading or thread-based multitasking is nothing but what here? Individual, purely belongs to individual subtask. Sir, how can we write the definition for this multi-threading? How can we write a definition for multi-threading? Very simple here. Ticket booking, ticket cancellation, PNR status. Okay. The process of executing ticket booking, ticket cancelling, PNR status. What are these? Multiple individual subtasks of a main task. So subtask means what? Ticket booking, ticket cancelling, PNR task. Of main task means what here? IRCTC. The process of executing multiple individual subtask of a main task. Subtask of a main task within the what? Individual identical memory locations, within the individual identical memory locations with the support of how many threads? Multiple threads. By whom? JVM. By whom here? JVM simultaneously. By JVM simultaneously. Is called multi-threading. Multitasking, process-based multitasking means executing multiple tasks simultaneously. Executing multiple main tasks simultaneously. Thread-based multitasking or multi-threading means what? The process of executing. What is the definition? The process of executing 1, 2, 3 multiple subtasks of a which task? Main task like IRCTC within the individual. All these tasks having what here? Individual identical memory locations. Within the, see, ticket booking, one memory, ticket cancelling, one memory, PNR status, one memory. These memories are what? Identical. So individual identical memory locations with the help of what? Thread 1, thread 2, thread 3 is called multi-threading. Is called what here? Multi-threading. So what is multi-threading? Multi-threading is purely belongs to where we have to use the multi-threading concept, programming level. One single application level we are using what here? Multi-threading. Operating system level we are using what here? Process-based multitasking. So will you please give, there is a very valuable definition. This is executing. Once you are giving this definition, if you have a full-fledged idea on multi-threading, then only you can able to give this definition. Executing multiple individual subtask of a main task within the where individual identical memory locations with the support of thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, nothing but multiple threads with the by JVM simultaneously. Simultaneously means some part of task executing and giving the chance to another task is called what here? Simultaneously. Got it or not? So this is what exactly multi-threading. Now observe here, observe. Whatever the program we have in Java, everything is going to executing by whom? JVM only. Everything is going to executing by JVM only. Everything is going to executing by JVM only. Yeah, let me take one paint. Let me take paint here. Yeah. Basically, in Java, we have a main 5 threads. One is main thread, main terminology we can use it for method purpose, thread group purpose also. Method purpose, thread group also. Main is the method, main is the thread, finalizer. We can also calling as what? Garbage collector. And next one is main, finalizer. Anybody having remaining terminology? Anybody having knowledge on remaining terminology? The people who are aware about multi-threading. The people who are aware about multi-threading. Oh my God. So what is that? Main, finalizer, reference handler, synchronizer. No. Don't give any response here. Okay. Reference handler. What is this font? Best. Main thread. Main is the thread. What is that? Finalizer. Finalizer is also what here? Thread. Reference handler is a thread. Signal dispatcher. The signal dispatcher is a thread. Next one is attach listener is what here? Thread. So by defaultly JVM will uses these type of 5 threads. By defaultly Java provides what here? These type of 5 threads. Most of the people aware about. See, I'm not insulting you, I'm not criticizing anyone. So most of the people who knows only what? Main thread as well as what here? Finalizer thread. Somebody who knows only garbage collector, don't know the word like finalizer also. 95% people don't know these 3 terminology. 95 students don't know about this terminology. So here by defaultly Java software provides how many threads? 5 threads. One is main, another one is finalizer, another one is reference handler, another one is signal dispatcher, another one is attached listener. Among these 5 threads, which thread is going to executing our logic? Among these 5 threads, which thread is going to executing our logic? Main thread. Which thread is going to executing our logic here? Main thread only executing our logic. Remaining threads will supported to main thread. Remaining threads are supported to main thread. Main thread is the non-daemon thread. Remaining threads are daemon thread. Non-daemon thread is nothing but high priority thread. Daemon thread means what? Low priority thread. Low priority thread always supporting to what here? High priority thread. Low priority thread always supporting to what here? High priority thread. Okay. Now by defaultly Java supports 2 types of models. Java supports 2 types of threaded models. 2 types of threading models. One is single threaded model. One is what here? Single threaded model. Another one is multi-threaded model. Single threaded model. Another one is what here? Multi-threaded model. So what is the meaning of single thread model? Very simple, man. Let me give a small example as a demonstration. Then you can easily grasp it. Then you can easily understand it. So let me go to what is that? So here I'm taking like, so let me take what is this non-static block? System.out.println non-static block. Good. What is this static block? System.out.println static block. Okay. Now what is this static method? Static void mn method. Static void mn method. System.out.println static method. Static method. And one more void m2. So what is this system.out.println? System.out.println. System.out.println. Come on, what is this non-static method? Non-static method. And one more thing is test3. Test3. What is this test3? It's an constructor. System.out.println constructor. Constructor. Okay. Now I want to check who is going to executing our program. I want to check who is going to executing our program. So main method, who is going to executing our program here? Non-void. What, Ravi? Why you written non-void? Huh? Who is going to executing our program? JVM with the support of main thread. How to find out the thread name? Thread dot current thread dot get name. The thread, this line, the thread which is going to executing this line. Thread means what here? Don't we think anything else? Thread means one program. Thread means one small subprogram. Thread means what here? One small subprogram. Thread means one small subprogram. Okay, that small thread program is going to executing this line. What is that program name? That program name is what here? Main. That program name is what here? Main. Got it or not? That program name is main. Okay, main method is executing by whom? Main thread. Good. Then who is going to executing this static block? Then who is going to executing this static block? Then who is going to executing this m1 method? Later, who is going to executing this m2 method? Who is going to executing this constructor? See, who is going to executing the static block? Main. Who is going to executing the main method? Main. Okay. And let me create an object. Test t3 equal to new test t3. Test t3 equal to new test t3. Now I'm creating an object. Whenever we creating an object, you guys know that internally what happened? Non-static loading phase, non-static initialization phase, as well as constructor will be executing. The people who don't know about these phases, just type like Ramachandra space Java, and you will get around 326 videos. Among the 326 videos, go on to watch fifth video and sixth video related to loading phases, static loading phase and initialization phase, as well as non-static loading phase and initialization phase. Just type my name space Java and you will get 326 videos up to JDK 7. For JDK 8 I mentioned like 50 videos. So in the up to JDK 7 you will get 326 videos. Among the 326 videos, go and search about fifth and sixth video, then you can understanding what happened internally while creating an object. Okay, whenever we creating an object, automatically non-static blocks and constructors are going to executing. Then who is going to executing? Come on, static block executing by main thread, main method is executing by main thread, non-static block executing by main thread, constructor executing by main thread. But at least let me call like I'm calling the m1 method. So what is the m1 method? Static method. Static method is also executing by whom? Main thread. So let me call non-static method t3.m2. So who is going to executing that non-static method? Main thread only. Everything is going to executing by whom? Everything is going to executing by whom? Come on guys. Everything is going to executing by main thread. Is any other thread to support to executing our program? No. This concept technically calling as single threaded model. This concept technically calling as what here? Single thread model. Then what is the problem of single thread model? Time consuming process. See, for example, I have 100 lines in the non-static block, 100 lines in the static block, 100 lines in the M1 method, 100 lines in the M2 method, 100 lines in what test 3. Now, for example, okay, let me give clarity on top of this one. So here, M1 is one method, M2 is one method. I want to execute these two methods simultaneously. I want to execute the two methods simultaneously. How can we execute these two methods simultaneously? I want to assign one M1 work to the one thread, M2 work to the another thread. Then only these two threads are working simultaneously. Then only two threads are working. Otherwise, then only these two tasks are working simultaneously. In IRCTC, there is a concept like what? Ticket booking, ticket lodge, ticket booking. There is M5. See, in the IRCTC, what we have, ticket booking logic is there, ticket cancelling logic is there, and PNR status logic is there. Different logics are there. Is at a time ticket booking only executing entirely? No, na? No. If it is only one thread, only ticket booking will executing entirely. Later control goes to ticket cancellation. And only ticket cancelling, later PNR status. Problem will rise in the real world, na? So what we have to do? Sometimes I want to execute ticket booking, sometimes I want to execute ticket cancellation, sometimes I want to execute PNR status. So I want to execute multiple tasks simultaneously. Then what we required? Multiple threads required. Then how many threads are supported to executing our Java program? Only one thread. What is that thread? Main thread. Then how can we achieve performance? By using multiple threads to executing. By using what here? Multiple threads to executing. Do we have multiple threads to executing our program by default? No. Then how can we? Come on. How can we executing multiple tasks by the multiple threads? There are 5 threads by default given by the JVM. Sorry, Java software. Main, finalizer, reference handler, signal dispatcher, attach, listener. These 5 threads are not supported to executing our program. How many threads are going to supported to executing our program? How many threads are going to executing our program? Only one thread. What is that thread name? Main thread. Then remaining 4 threads are supporting to main thread. Then how can we executing the multiple works by using multiple threads? I don't have multiple threads to work. I don't have multiple threads to using. Then Java providing the flexibility. What happened? Then Java providing the flexibility. Like what? Design your own thread. Not a child thread. Not a child thread. Don't use the word like child thread. Designing our own thread. Designing our own thread. That is called custom thread or user-defined thread. Custom thread or user-defined thread. So this is the introduction of our own threads. Why should we create our own threads means nobody informing. Very few people telling like most 95% people doesn't answer this question. Why should we require user-defined thread? Sir, we required, sir. Why? To executing our program. Why we executing our program? Why we need to executing our program by user-defined thread? Why not main thread? Already main thread is there, na? So better to learn the subject with perfectness, with perfection. So why should we create our own thread? The reason is each and every line of code in our Java program, each and every line of code in our Java program is going to executing by whom? Main thread. Nothing but after completion of the entire M1 method only, control goes to M2 method, later M3 method, later M4 method. Nothing but if it is a only main thread, it will executing entire ticket booking, later executing entire ticket cancelling, later executing entire PNR status, later it will coming to ticket booking. That means multiple tasks are not executing simultaneously. If you want to executing multiple tasks simultaneously, what we required? Multiple threads we required. Is Java providing multiple threads? Yes. But are those threads are useful for all the threads are useful for executing our program? No. Then how many threads are going to useful to our program, executing our program? Only one thread. What is that? Main thread. What about the remaining 4 threads? They are helping to main thread. Then how can we develop our own, then how can we executing multiple tasks simultaneously? By design our own thread. So is Java support for that flexibility? Is Java supports for that? Is Java supports for that? Come on, is Java support to developing our own threads? Yes. How many ways? How many ways? how many ways? That is our first introduction point. This is the introduction, yeah. This is what your introduction. I hope you like it. Got it? So why should we develop our own threads, and how many ways can we able to develop our own threads? There are three ways. One is what? Extends thread. Another one is what? Implements runnable. Another one is implements of callable. Sir, all these, sir, why three approach? Is thread having any drawback? Is runnable having any drawback? Is callable having any drawback? No, man. If anything is drawback, Java doesn't support that. Java simply ignore that concept. Java never encouraging to ask to the programmer to use it. Some limitation in some particular, even the limitation word is also not correct in this particular time. In sometimes extend is best suitable, sometimes runnable is suitable, sometimes callable is suitable. Whenever most I seen some videos in the YouTube when those people telling like runnable having a drawback, then only we will go for callable. That is the wrong wording. Runnable not having a drawback, runnable having just a limitation. In that particular scenario only we are using the runnable. In that time callable is not useful. Whenever callable, in some other reason, in some other situation callable is useful, runnable not useful. So don't we use the word like a drawback. If really most of the people telling like while developing the concept like a collection framework, they're giving the heading like drawbacks of array list. Sorry, drawbacks of arrays. If really drawbacks of arrays, Java simply ignore that concept, na? Yes, but why not ignore? Even collection framework also we use arrays concept only. Even array in the collection framework concept also we are using what here? Arrays only. So don't be use the terminology about use the terminology like a drawback to explaining about any concept. So if it is really drawback, we never encouraging, man. We are mentioned like at the rate of deprecated. Some annotation is there. Understand or not? So everything is what? Limitation. So in some situation thread having some limitation, in some situation runnable, some situation callable. Got it or not? Kiran, I'm not asking arrays are not global, not why you are answering that question, right? Am I asking anything about the arrays? Unnecessarily time passly listening my classes. See guys, so what you understand from today in today's class? First, we learn some different definitions. Proceeds. The way we are writing the program from top to bottom by writing some rules and guidelines is called a proceeds. Procedure. The procedure under execution, nothing but program under execution is called a process. Who is going to process our program? Who is process our program means what your microprocessor. Executing some set of instruction is called what your set of instruction is called task. Meaningful instructions. Okay, tasks are classified into two types: single tasking as well as what here multitasking. Single tasking as well as what multitasking. What happened in the single tasking? At a time only one task will be executing. Remaining task should be in wait mode. So task of the wait mode will be increases, that is affected to performance, and CPU also nothing but microprocessor also sits idle. To overcome this limitation, we should go for what here multitasking. There are two types of multitasking. One is the process based, and the one is thread based. Process based nothing but moving the control from one context to another context, executing multiple individual tasks, individual main tasks. And multi-threading means executing multiple subtasks of a particular program. That is called what here multi-threading. But whatever the lines of code we have in the Java program, everything is going to executing by main thread only. So this process we can calling a single thread model. This is not efficient. This is not good at a real world project. Why we are not good at real world project? That point we will discuss in tomorrow's class, especially. Not good at real world project. So definitely we should go for what here executing multiple tasks simultaneously. To executing multiple tasks simultaneously, what we required? Multiple threads we required. Do we have multiple threads to executing our program? No, only one thread. What is that? What is that? Come on, what is that? Main. So how can we execute the multiple threads by using multiple? How can we executing multiple tasks by using multiple threads? Just for what? By creating, how can we execute multiple tasks by using multiple threads? Means by creating our own threads. How many ways can we able to create our own threads? By writing what? Extents of thread, runnable and callable. Within the 30 to within the 30 minutes, I'm going to complete this concept in tomorrow's class. Later, everything is what? Advanced. Later, everything is comes under what here? Advanced only. Just first 30 minutes, the concept is, see, maybe your trainer did explain in different way. I don't require that explanation. I don't require whatever the knowledge you have earlier. Now, the reason is my diagrammatical representation is different from other. So better to attend from starting onwards. That will help you to understand remaining things. Okay. So everybody please send your mails. Quick. Everybody send your mails here. Everybody, don't send the mails privately. Okay, every privately or whatever it may be. Send it quick. Please send in correct mail ID. Correct mail ID. Correct mail ID. And remember here, inform to your friends about tomorrow's class. Okay, this is the basic class. The people who are having already knowledge on multi-threading, no problem. No need to not attend also, no problem. But tomorrow is everything is advanced. Tomorrow is everything is advanced. Inform to your friends and your relatives, whoever it may be, to participate in this meeting. Please took in weekend, sir. It will comfortable, sir. See, everything is taken care of by Narasite management, not in my hands. Narasite is going to decide about this workshop, not in my hands. Narasite is going to take care about this workshop, everything. Make videos available in YouTube. No, these videos, maybe some different other people are having, but what we can calling as my videos related to tomorrow's and day after tomorrow's related videos are not available in the YouTube. You have to attend workshop itself. You have to attend. Sir, can you please explain multi-threading diagram? Very simple here. Nothing is there. Within one main task, we have a subtasks. Within the one main task, we have a subtask. These subtasks simultaneously executing. One end user trying to book the ticket. One more end user trying to book the ticket cancelling. One more end user trying to book the PNR status. Then what happened? Is ISTTC giving chance to only one person? No, na. Another, all the persons are simultaneously working or not? So executing multiple subtasks, ticket booking, ticket cancelling, PNR task of what? Main task like IRCTC simultaneously is called what? Multi-threading. Simultaneously is called what here? Multi-threading. Okay, na? Producer and consumer problem in multi-threading. I have faced many interview. That is blocked queue. Blocked queue internally. Whenever we working with see Neeraj Thakre, see individually we can write that one. And by default that where is the first one? Whenever we talking about thread pools, types of thread pools, you understand, you can understand producer and consumer. Producer and consumer. This is basically, this is concept is comes under synchronization, multi-threading concept. That is, sorry, what is that? Deadlock concepts. Okay, anyhow, that meaning I'm going to explain. What, Milinder, what is your doubt, Ray? Tomorrow, which topic are you going to tell, sir? Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the first core Java program, Milinder. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk first core Java program. What is Java? Tomorrow, I'm going to explain. Tomorrow, I'm going to explain what is Java, what is language. Okay, now? Tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow we'll see thread pool, types of thread pool, executor services, how to assign the work to executor services. Got it or not? So wait. I'm going to copy your mails once. I'm going to copy your mails. Where from where started mails? Yeah. Retent lock. I don't want to teach retent lock. I didn't mention in the title. Na? Whatever the things I'm going to mention in the title, those things. That is easy. Nothing is there. Retent lock. Synchronization means everything is taken care by what? JVM. But retent lock, everything is we are going to taken care. Anyhow, again we'll meet tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow we'll talk more and more about new features. Tomorrow we'll talk more and more about new features related to new feature means enhancements related to multi-threading. How many threads can we able to create our own? Multiple threads. Raman, multiple threads. Multiple threads we can able to create. Notify, wait methods are present in object class. Why not in thread class? Okay. See, why not in thread class means, see, where is that message? Okay, that who is asking that question? Who is asking that question? So Anshu, we'll discuss this one. The reason is useful question, na? Very useful. See, why methods are only defined in only these 11 methods are defined in object. Why not individually? We'll discuss that one. Most of the people left now, that's why. Okay, good. So tomorrow we will discuss more and more about it. Some new messages also come. How to use thread concept in the real time. Yes, we will discuss. Yeah, discuss. Discuss. Just I given basic concept, na. Just I given basic concept. Tomorrow we'll see. We have workshop. 2 more workshops are there, na. 2 more days are there, na. We will discuss. Okay, that's all for this today's class. Again, we'll meet tomorrow as usual, same timing. Thank you. Have a nice time. God bless you. Can you get today class on YouTube? Yes, Abhi, you can get it in YouTube. In my videos also there. Okay, na?